My granddaughter Rebecca is 14 years old. She's been looking through my telescope since she was 2. She goes to Kensington Astronomy at the beach every year. When she was 7, she drew the picture that's on this shirt, showing herself as an astronaut on the moon. The reason she drew this is that she was shocked to find out that only men had walked on the moon, and she wanted to be the first woman on the moon. Since then, she's upgraded her plans and would like to be the first person on Mars. In order to begin her astronaut training, Rebecca has gone to space camp in Huntsville, Alabama for each of the last 2 summers, and she'll be going back again this summer. Here's Rebecca Blum to tell us all about space camp.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Blum, and I'm here to tell you about space camp. I've gone to space camp for the past 2 summers. I went last year with 3 friends from school, and the year before that I went with my dad and my brother to the family camp. So this is space camp. What is space camp? Space camp is an interactive place for children and young adults who are interested in space and science. It's located in Huntsville, Alabama, and has hands-on experiences, so you can learn as much about space as possible and interact with people in your group. You get to meet real astronauts, and you meet new people from all over the U.S. who share similar interests. Space camp has groups for ages 7 to 11, 12 to 14, 15 to 18, and there's a group for families for the weekend. There's also an adults camp. So, what is space camp like? You sleep in a dorm like the one at the top right photo. The rooms are pretty nice, and the outside design kind of looks like a room on the ISS or in space. It makes you feel like a real astronaut. These rooms are called habitats. Oh, there we go. Yeah. You eat meals in the cafeteria, and they serve food from different parts of the world. There's lots of lectures called briefings, and fun and educational simulations, which I'll talk more about later. So there's also an IMAX, because space camp is part of a giant museum that you can just go visit independently from the camp, so you don't have to go to the camp to enjoy the Space Museum. And in the Space Museum, they also have a gift shop and a place to eat independent from the cafeteria. Here's lectures, and there's lots of different lectures at Space Camp, including Living in Space, Astronomy and Constellations, Rockets and What is in Them, Famous Astronauts and Rockets, Student Laws, Future Space Flights, and much more. You go to these lectures every day, and even though that may seem boring, they're actually really fun. Often real astronauts are teaching, or it could just be your counselor. Either way, they're interesting for all ages. Often ones will have experiments that you can observe to help make connections, especially in what is cool and what makes rockets start and what is like the fuel in the rockets. So simulations. You go on lots of simulations.
Just go back.
There we go. She's good. She's good. Yeah, she's good.
So there's lots of different simulations at Space Camp, and you go on them every single day. There's the MAT, or Multi-Axis Trainer, and my friend Jess is in the top picture. The MAT simulates what it is like if you were spinning out of control into Earth during re-entry. And astronauts really use the MAT while training because they need to be able to keep their hands steady if their rocket is out of control. Then, in the bottom picture, that's me in the MMU, or the Man Maneuvering Unit. The MMU is used during EVAs or extravehicular activities when people will go out on spacewalks. Then there's the microgravity chair, which is the bottom picture. The microgravity chair simulates what it is like to walk on the moon, because you feel 1/6 of your weight. Then there's the space shot, which I have a picture of later on, but it's like this tower almost, and they strap you in, and then you shoot it really fast, and you come back down, you shoot it really fast, and you get like butterflies in your stomach. And when that is happening, when you're being shot up, about 4 Gs are being pressed on you, and during when astronauts are launched into space, around 3 Gs are being pressed on them, so it kind of simulates what it feels like to be launched into space. And then there's a GForce accelerator, which is another simulation where you go into this kind of like circular room almost, and you lean up against the wall, and it spins really fast, and it gets harder to like pick your hands up and move your head as you keep spinning. And around 3 Gs are being pressed on you there. So building rockets. You build rockets at space camp, and rockets are easy to build and are made of plastic and cardboard. We later put explosives in them and launch them. And there's easy directions to follow, and you can personalize rockets by putting your own like, stickers, and we launched them twice in my group. So here is me launching my rocket, and you can see in the top middle part there's some blue and then there's a white line, and that is my rocket being launched. So here are missions, and missions are my favorite part of space camp. Missions are a simulated journey that shows what it is like to be an astronaut and strengthen team building. Everyone has different jobs, and together you may go on maybe a mission to Mars, or the ISS, or the moon to gather data. You have headphones and a script you follow, but anomalies or emergencies may pop up by surprise, and you have to work together as a group to fix them. On missions, everyone has a different job. Different jobs include mission control, various specialists, lab scientists, pilots, and directors. On my first mission, or my alpha mission, I was a mission specialist, and I performed EVAs and lab experiments. And even though you follow a script, a lot of bad things can still happen. Like, on my second mission, the ISS blew up, but we got the astronauts back safely, so it's okay. But that just shows that it can be really hard to get back, and if you get back, you feel like extremely proud and accomplished, and it's really a lot of fun. And also, when you follow the script, it's not like you're just sitting there. Everyone's doing a lot of different things at the same time. So one person may be out performing an EVA, while another person may be doing, talking to mission control, while another may be like mixing solutions in a lab. And you have to keep looking back at the script to see when you come in. So in this bottom picture, that's my friend Jess and I, and we're suiting up to perform an EVA to fix an anomaly outside the space station. And in the top picture, that's my friends and I, and we are mixing solutions for the ISS. In this picture, there's different people performing tasks that need to be done on our mission. And in the top picture, that's my friend Jess and I again, and we are out fixing something on the moon. And this is my second mission, or my beta mission. And in this mission, I was a payload specialist. And the top picture is mission control, and the bottom picture is me with my headset and following a script with my friend Jess in the room. So there's a great emphasis on team building at space camp. You go everywhere and do everything with your group. My group is named Deimos, which is one of the moons of Mars. Groups are sorted by age, and there's many different activities that happen with your group, including designing a living habitat for the moon, where you're given a budget and you have to decide how you are going to live. You have to decide what kind of energy you will use and how you will grow food, how you will get supplies up there, and so much more. In the picture at the left, my friend Miranda is showing off what our habitat looks like, the design. And in the bottom picture, that's my group and I, and we are discussing how we're gonna be able to create this habitat with our budget. In the top picture, that is a team building exercise we did at the beginning of space camp, where we had to make it across the habitat ground floor without touching the floor at all, and everyone had to hold hands and walk on these logs, and it was really hard. In these next pictures, the bottom picture, at the bottom left, my group is doing another team exercise, or it's kind of like this walking puzzle, and in the top picture, we are designing a mission patch for Deimos because each group has to have a mission patch. Then, at the bottom right, that's my group, and we're going in the astronaut pool to build a cube in less than 3 minutes. And I'm pretty sure in the advanced space camp, you get to actually dive in there, just like how astronauts really use that during training. So here, I have a picture of GForce, which I was talking about before, with the tower where you shoot up really fast. And GForce and Space Shot, that's Space Shot. GForce and Space Shot are between 2 museums, so you can actually when you're going from one museum to another, you can quickly ask your counselor, like, oh, can I go on the study pass? And they're like, yeah, and that's a lot of fun, like a little break. So yeah, this is my space camp group, Deimos, and in the back you can see that there's a model space shuttle, and this is sort of like in the center of camp. And there's not too many people in your group, so you can get close to everyone. And yeah, that's space camp. See you there. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah.
All right, so I went to space camp in 1990, and and we were in the youngest group of kids, so we didn't get to do the cool rides. So which of the simulators was your favorite?
I like the MAT, where they strap you in and you spin really fast. Yeah, that's my favorite. And over there.
Your shuttle, the shuttle that was in the background, is that Enterprise or just the model or what?
I think that's like a model shuttle. I don't know which one it is, but I can get back to you on that, on which one they're modeling inside of camp.
It's the Discovery.
The Discovery.
Real good.
Oh, no, it's a model. Yeah.
Any other questions? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you said the food was actually good this time? We had Brussels sprouts in the lasagna.
Oh,
So it was bad.
I'm sorry
That
about
was not
that.
exactly a question.
No, so it sounds like they've really updated for the 2010s. So we did not have any ISS anything because the ISS didn't exist when I went. So tell us more about the ISS module, or the ISS simulation. That sounds really neat.
Oh yeah, so during that simulation, they kind of like just, well, like what does it look like? I guess like, it looked like, I guess what the ISS looks like. So we went into this room and there was a lab table for mixing solutions and stuff, and there was like a little camera so you can see people in the other like shuttles and stuff during the missions. And there was a little area where you could put on your space gear before going out on EVAs. And then, yeah, there was just different space stuff that you could do in there, so that's cool.
Was there still any shuttle stuff, or was there any Soyuz stuff?
In the museums, there's different models of shuttles and stuff that they show you and you get to learn about. And during the simulations, they do have model shuttles that you go in, if that's what you need to go in. So maybe if you're like a pilot, you go into a shuttle.
Okay.
So yeah, or if you're a specialist, like I was a payload specialist, I got to go into, they have tons of shuttles, I went into one of them, yeah.
And how long were you there for?
I was there for 5 days, but there's a different amount of days you can go. You can go for just a weekend, like at family camp. That's what I did my first year, was just for a weekend, and you can go for a week too.
And how much does it cost for the 5 days?
For 5 days, it cost $950 for me to go without airfare. Yeah, and if you want to sign up for Space Camp, you can just go to the Space Camp website, which is www.spacecamp.com, and they have an easy sign up there. And if you're not interested in like Space Camp, they also have like an aviation challenge camp and a robotics camp.
I went to aviation chip.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, over there.
Have you tried to talk with the guys at the space station?
No, I don't remember talking, setting us up with anyone on the space station to talk to, but we got to talk to astronauts, and they've been on the space station, and they've talked about their experiences up there. Any other questions? No? Okay, cool, yeah.